Within Britain's hospitals, Savile was at his worst. A child rapist who abused the vulnerable and even the dead. In Buckinghamshire, he became the face of Stoke Mandeville, birthplace of the Paralympics. The experience of one 12-year-old patient here summed up the whole system. She was raped by Jimmy Savile, who was acting as a hospital porter. She then went back to the ward where she told a nurse about what had happened, but it was made quite clear to the youngster that if she told, it would be the nurse that would be in trouble. That night, Savile was back on the ward and abused the youngster yet again. There were other complaints. In fact, on 10 occasions, people reported Jimmy Savile here. Every single time, it went nowhere.
The investigation found that none of the informal complaints were either taken seriously or escalated to senior management. The individuals to whom these incidents were reported failed in their duty to protect.
Savile was a magnet for publicity, his fundraising at Stoke Mandeville as prolific as his abuse.
I think we all share the shock, the horror and the revulsion about what happened. And yes, I would add my apology to that of our chairman today, because those victims deserved more than that.
Despite the catalogue of failings, nobody is being held to account.
Once more, we see more junior members of staff attempting to report it and being told, well, don't say that or you'll lose your job. Which, and as far as I'm concerned, the managers and people that said that are totally guilty and should be charged.
Savile offended all over the country, but the report found that even today, celebrities and volunteers at hospitals pose a potential risk to patients due to inadequate checks.
People were either too dazzled or too intimidated by the nation's favourite celebrity to confront the evil predator we now know he was. Never again must the power of money or celebrity blind us to repeated clear signals that some extremely vulnerable people were being abused.
But the ministers of the time and their boss, Margaret Thatcher, all validated Savile. Everyone was keen to be seen with Jimmy.
He was clever enough not to be picked up. It was a long time ago. Management then was much more, I wouldn't say amateurish, but they certainly, 30, 40 years ago, were not the type of management that we have now, not as professional.
However, people remember him. Some people here did know. Their duty of care was replaced with a duty to be silent. Tom Parmenter, Sky News, Stoke Mandeville.